Good morning, students. Welcome to your English class. Today's class is in continuation with our previous class. We will continue with chapter number 6 of your English literature book, that is The Diamond Necklace by G.D. Maupassant. But before reading the text, let's go through a few word meanings for the better understanding of the text. You can write these word meanings in your book itself. The day of the ball arrived. Madame Loisel was a great success. She was the prettiest of all, elegant, gracious, smiling, and full of gaiety. All the men noticed her, asked her name, and wished to waltz with her. She danced with enthusiasm, thinking of nothing, floating on a cloud of happiness. Now the day of the ball finally arrived, and undoubtedly Madame Matilda Loisel was looking really beautiful, and everyone noticed her. She was thrilled by the attention that she received at the party, and that gave her a sense of satisfaction. She and her husband left the ball at around 4 o'clock. Out in the street, they found no carriage and began to look for one. There was one in the distance. It took them as far as their door in Martyr Street. They went up to their apartment. She stood in front of the glass for a final view of herself in her glory and suddenly uttered a cry. Her necklace was not around her neck. Now she enjoyed herself immensely and danced until morning, and then she and her husband left the ball at around 4 o'clock. They looked for a carriage out in the street and then finally found one in the distance, and when they reached their apartment, Matilda stood in front of the mirror to admire her look for the final time before changing her outfit. Matilda removed her wrap and made a horrifying discovery. The diamond necklace was no longer around her neck. She turned towards her husband. I no longer have Madame Forestier's necklace. And they looked in the folds of the dress, in the pockets, everywhere, but did not find it. They looked at each other, utterly cast down. "It will be necessary," he said, "to write to your friend that you have broken the clasp of the necklace and that you will have it repaired. That will give us some time." Now both husband and wife tried to look for the necklace everywhere they could think of. Her husband then instructed her to write a letter to her friend Madame Forestier, saying that she has broken the clasp of the necklace and is getting it mended, so that it would buy them some time to think of a way to return the necklace back. She wrote as he directed. At the end of a week, they had lost all hope. Loisel declared, "We must take measures to replace this jewel." Now she did as he told her to do. She wrote the letter to her friend describing her problem, and after a week they finally realized that they would not be able to find the original necklace and thought to take the measures to replace it. They went from jeweler to jeweler seeking a necklace like the lost one. In a shop they found a necklace of diamonds which seemed exactly like the one they had borrowed. It was valued at 40,000 francs. Loisel possessed 18,000 francs which his father had left him. He borrowed the rest. Now they began the search. They went from one jeweler to another until at last they found a necklace that looked same as the one they had lost. This look-alike necklace was valued at 40,000 francs. Monsieur Loisel had 18,000 francs which his father had left him, and for the rest of the amount the Loisels spent a few days scraping up money from all kinds of sources they could. When Madame Loisel took the jewels back to Madame Forestier, the latter said in a cold tone, "You should have returned them to me sooner, for I might have needed them." Now they finally bought the necklace, and Matilda went to return the necklace back to her friend Madame Forestier, who it seemed did not notice the substitution, and said in a cold tone to Matilda that she should have returned the necklace sooner, for she might have needed it. Madame Loisel now knew the horrible life of bare necessity. They had to pay this frightful debt, and she would pay it. They sent away the maid, they changed their lodgings, she learned the heavy cares of her household, the hateful work of her kitchen, she washed the dishes and the soiled linen. The husband worked evenings and nights. This life lasted 10 years. At the end of 10 years, they had repaid all their debts. What follows next are the 10 long years of extreme hard work by the Loisels, which was an effort to repay the debt they had entered into. During these 10 years, they had to live a life of crippling poverty and had to lose their house and shift to a smaller apartment. They even lost their maid and their comfortable lifestyle. All these years, both husband and wife worked extremely hard. Monsieur Loisel worked overtime, whereas Matilda had to spend all her time during the heavy housework like washing dishes and soiled linen. Life lasted 10 years. At the end of the 10 years, they had repaid all their debts. Madame Loisel now seemed old. She had become a downtrodden woman of a poor household. However, it was after 10 long years of poverty that they were finally able to pay off their entire debt. But in this process, Matilda had to lose her extraordinary beauty. Now she looked just like the other women of poor households. In fact, she looked quite older than her actual age. One Sunday, as she was taking a walk, she suddenly saw Madame Forestier. Should she speak to her? Yes, certainly. Why not? And now that she has paid, she would tell her all. Now, one Sunday, while Matilda was taking a walk, she suddenly saw Madame Forestier and immediately got confused if she should talk to her. But then she thought, why not? After all, I've returned the necklace and I have paid all the debts. At least now I can confront her and tell her the whole truth. She approached her. "Good morning, Jean." Her friend uttered a cry of astonishment. "Oh, my poor Matilda, how you have changed." "Yes, I have had some hard days, and all because of you." "Because of me? How is that?" "Well, I lost the diamond necklace that you loaned me. I returned another to you exactly like it, and it has taken us 10 years to pay for it." Matilda finally gathered all her courage. She approached her friend and wished her good morning. Madame Forestier initially did not recognize her, and when she did, she couldn't help but exclaim that Matilda looked drastically different. Matilda then narrated her story and said that Madame Forestier was responsible for this change because she lost the necklace that Madame Forestier loaned her, and Buying a new necklace which looked exactly like the original pushed them into poverty for these years as they had to clear the debts. Madame Forestier took both her hands as she said, "Oh, my poor Matilda, the diamonds were false. They were not worth more than 500 francs." Now, what Madame Forestier reveals here is sure to shock anybody. She says that she didn't even realize that her necklace had been replaced with another one, and revealed that the original necklace was made of imitation diamonds and was not valuable. It was worth only 500
So,
francs.
students, I hope you've all understood this chapter. We will meet in our next class with another interesting chapter. Till then, as I always say, take care, stay home, stay safe.